The house of many sons, God's grace in a growing family. Once there was a man named Jacob who fell deeply in love. He met Rachel by a well and knew she was the one. Jacob agreed to work for her father Laban for 7 long years just to marry her. To Jacob, those years felt like only a few days because of his great love. Have you ever loved something so much that time seemed to fly by? Jacob was fueled by hope and a promise, working under the hot sun with a smile on his face, waiting for the day he could call Rachel his bride. Finally, the wedding day arrived. But when the sun came up the next morning, Jacob had a massive surprise. The woman behind the veil wasn't Rachel. It was her older sister Leah. Laban had tricked him, claiming the younger sister couldn't marry before the elder. Jacob was frustrated and hurt. Sometimes, life throws us a curveball we never expected, and we feel like the world is unfair. Jacob confronted Laban, demanding to know why he had been deceived after all his hard work. Laban offered a new deal: finish the wedding week with Leah, and Jacob could marry Rachel too in exchange for 7 more years of work. Jacob agreed because his heart still belonged to Rachel. Soon, Jacob had 2 wives living in the same house. It was a recipe for a very complicated family. While Jacob finally had his beloved Rachel, the atmosphere in the home was filled with tension and competition. Jacob worked the soil while his heart tried to balance the needs of 2 very different sisters. God saw that Leah was not loved as much as Rachel, and his heart moved with compassion. He decided to bless Leah with children. First came Reuben, then Simeon, then Levi, and finally Judah. With each son, Leah hoped her husband would finally love her best. Surely now my husband will love me, she thought. Even when we feel overlooked by people, God sees us. He hears the quiet cries of the lonely and pours out his grace in unexpected ways. Meanwhile, Rachel was heartbroken. She had Jacob's love, but her arms were empty. In her desperation, she became jealous of her sister. She decided to give her handmaid, Bilhah, to Jacob so they could have children through her. It was a time of great striving and human effort. Rachel wanted to take matters into her own hands instead of waiting. She sat with Bilhah, coaching her and planning for a future that she hoped would bring her peace.